Sure, champ. She'll love that.
Oh, you're just going to start. You starting the mission now? Okay.
The Lost City might be gearing up for a sequel, so here's the scoop on The Lost City 2. This fun rom-com features Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum as Loretta Sage and Alan, a quirky author and her book cover model. It's a rare gem, a big Hollywood studio rom-com that hit the theaters. With stars like Bullock and Tatum leading the charge, it's no wonder Paramount is considering another adventure. Besides the dynamic duo of Bullock and Tatum, The Lost City also boasts familiar faces like Daniel Radcliffe and Brad Pitt. Directed by Oren and Adam Nee, the movie got a thumbs up from critics when it premiered in March 2022 and did great at the box office. The ending ties up Loretta and Alan's story nicely, but there's still room for more escapades. Given how well the first movie did, a sequel seems pretty likely. Even though Paramount is expanding its streaming service, Paramount Plus, the studio still loves a good movie franchise. The Lost City could join the ranks of Paramount hits like Mission Impossible, Sonic the Hedgehog, Top Gun, A Quiet Place, Transformers, and Star Trek. So, here's what we know so far about The Lost City 2. Story details, release date, and cast. First, let's talk about the cast. Will Bullock, Tatum, and Pitt all return? If a sequel to The Lost City happens, we can expect most of the main cast to return. Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum are likely to lead The Lost City 2, with Bullock even saying she might break her no sequels rule set after Speed 2 if the story is good enough, as she had such a great time making the first movie. Brad Pitt might also be back as Jack Trainer. Even though his character seemed to die, the post-credit scene in The Lost City revealed he's actually alive. Da'Vine Joy Randolph could return as Loretta's publicist Beth. However, Daniel Radcliffe's character, the villain Abigail Fairfax, probably won't be coming back. Now, let's dive into how the first movie sets the stage for a sequel. The ending of The Lost City leaves plenty of room for the next adventure, whichever way directors Oren and Adam Nee decide to go. With Loretta and Alan now a happy couple, and Loretta celebrating another hit book, we see them enjoying some beach time together. Plus, the post-credit scene reveals that Jack Trainer is alive and kicking, using a different 10% of his brain to function. Jack tells him he's not holding any grudges against Alan for getting him shot, hinting that the trio might team up for another wild adventure in the sequel. With this in mind, let's break down the ending of The Lost City in a simpler way. First off, let's talk about why Alan really wanted to save Loretta. Sure, he gave a reason, but there's more to it. Alan wasn't just her book's cover model, he genuinely cared about her as a person. He saw that Loretta's life had become kind of stuck, and he wanted her to realize there was more to life. They were both struggling in their own ways, and he believed they could help each other see their true selves. Alan had been embarrassed about his role as a romance book cover model, but he eventually accepted it. He wanted Loretta to do the same with her writing. She used to be an archaeologist and studied ancient languages, but now her books made people happy. Alan wanted her to embrace that and live her life to the fullest. So, Alan's heart was in the right place. He really tried to be as brave as the heroes in her books to show Loretta they both could be more than they thought. In The Lost City, the Well of Endless Tears is a clue from a hieroglyph that Loretta translates. At first, she thought it was a metaphor, but it turned out to be a real place. The Well of Endless Tears is where Calaman and his wife Taha are buried together. It's not a traditional tomb. It's in a hidden, hard-to-reach location. The name Well of Endless Tears is quite literal. After Calaman's death, Taha mourned him deeply, and the tomb is surrounded by water and waterfalls, symbolizing her never-ending tears. This also mirrors Loretta's own grief and love for her late husband. Calaman's tomb and the Crown of Fire are entirely fictional. The Lost City is crafted in the spirit of adventure films like Romancing the Stone and Indiana Jones, mixing in some elements of Tomb Raider. Similar to these movies, the artifacts and the legend of the Lost City of D are created just for the film. Unlike the Holy Grail, which has real-life lore, the Lost City of D and its legends are purely imaginative. The concept of the Lost City of D might draw some inspiration from the myth of Atlantis, a legendary island said to be in the Atlantic Ocean. In the movie, the city remains undiscovered because it was hidden beneath lava that buried it long ago. At the end of The Lost City, Loretta and Alan finally get together. The movie concludes with them enjoying a vacation after Loretta finishes another book. Given how long it took for them to reach this point, it's likely they'll stay together for a long time. Loretta has come to terms with Alan being her cover model, and Alan is happy knowing he brings joy to readers. Now that they're on the same page and comfortable with each other, they're ready to continue discovering more about themselves, both individually and as a couple, maybe even on another archaeological adventure. It's clear they are very fond of each other, suggesting this romance is here to stay. The Lost City is fundamentally about pursuing the seemingly impossible. Alan seeks validation beyond being a cover model, while Loretta grapples with grief and her own story. Both embark on journeys that initially seem insurmountable, but grow and become more open to vulnerability. Loretta especially undergoes significant growth, moving from a place of isolation to openness and belief in what lies beyond her comfort zone. Now the big question, will The Lost City 2 happen? The Lost City has been making waves both in theaters and on streaming platforms. Despite the lack of official confirmation for a sequel from Paramount, the success of the first film suggests that a follow-up could be in the cards. With its strong opening weekend at the box office, ranking third highest in 2022, and the appeal of Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum's on-screen chemistry, there's certainly an appetite for more. Moreover, the movie's journey didn't end with its theatrical run. Over 19 months after its release, The Lost City found its way onto the Netflix Global Top 10, garnering 3.1 million views in a single week. This late success on streaming platforms speaks to the film's enduring popularity and ability to captivate audiences long after its initial release. Financially, The Lost City performed admirably, grossing nearly $193 million worldwide against a budget of around $68 million. Its success was not limited to domestic markets, as international ticket sales accounted for a significant portion of its total earnings. The film's presence in the Netflix Global Top 10 across multiple countries further underscores its appeal to global audiences. Given its strong performance and the potential for a sequel, fans are left wondering if The Lost City 2 could be on the horizon. While Sandra Bullock typically avoids sequels after her experience with Speed 2, she has hinted that she might consider returning for a follow-up under the right circumstances. With the groundwork laid by the first film and its continued success, the possibility of another adventure with Loretta and Alan seems promising. If The Lost City 2 gets the green light from Paramount, the release date might be uncertain at this point. Sandra Bullock has mentioned taking a break from acting, which could influence the timing. Even if the sequel moves forward quickly, it's unlikely we'll see it hit theaters before early 2024. Therefore, a release sometime in 2024 or 2025 seems more feasible for The Lost City 2. Well, that's it. Are you excited to see Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum back on the screen together for another adventure? What do you hope to see in the sequel? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news and reviews. See you in the next video.